what's much more scary to me is the lovable goofball predator. This usually manifests in a
You lovable goofball predator. This is new for me.
older man with a family of his own, solid job, 401k, social life, goes to church, and always works with the youth in some form or the other.
He already messed. As soon as he said works with the youth of some kind, I already see the foreshadowing for this. Oh, Jesus.
Shawn Duffey was a 48-year-old TikTok influencer with 300.
So his name is Shawn Duffey, and could have been Duff Man, Duff Dude. He went with Duff Daddy 1.
100,000 followers. He killed his innocent wife a couple of days ago. And
I thought you just gonna just slide past. What? Wait, hold on. Go back. No, you can't just say that. You can't just in pass it. He. Hey man, you can't just blow past it like you didn't just say that shit. I was reacting to a different Slapboy video, and I saw this in the corner of my eye, and I couldn't pass this up. Duff Daddy, the most evil family content creator. I don't know who this is. I really hope his name isn't actually Duff Daddy, because if it is, I don't want to hear that. But we're here. We're seeing Slapboy again. His last video on Caleb Hammer is really good. So I already got some high expectations for Slapboy for this one. So let's get into it.
when you cover predators as much as I do, a variety of patterns begin to emerge. The most prevalent is the recluse predator. They're isolated, socially outcast, always broke.
Right, so I became unhoused last year after I came out.
They never seem to be able to hold down a job, and their only friends are other perverts online. Frightening as these characters can be, what's much more scary to me is the lovable goofball predator. This usually manifests in a
You lovable goofball predator. This is new for me. One, I didn't know Slapboy. Well, I just got Slapboy, so I didn't know he covered predators. But no, if I come out, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by you came? I need to know what you mean by that, because we might have to. I don't know what you mean by you came out. In my mind, I'm thinking come out as gay. If it was not that, I really hope it's not what I think it is, because if it is, I really wish. I'm glad you did, because now I know who you are, and I know to stay away from you and keep children away from you, if that's what you were talking about. But I digress.
older man with a family of his own, solid job, 401k, social life, goes to church, and always works with the youth in some form or the other.
His name is Duff Daddy. Jesus Christ. And he already messed. As soon as he said works with the youth of some kind, I already see the foreshadowing for this. Jesus.
Shawn Duffey was a 48-year-old TikTok influencer with 300.
So his name is Shawn Duffey, and could have been Duff Man, Duff Dude. He went with Duff Daddy 1. This is gonna be crazy.
100,000 followers. He killed his innocent wife a couple of days ago. And
I thought you just gonna just slide past. What? Hold on. Go back. No, you can't just say that. You can't just in pass it. Hey man, you can't just blow past him. You didn't just say that shit. He killed his what? Oh, hold on. I gotta go over here for a second. Hold on. I gotta go to Google for a second. Hold on. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, is this what I think of it? Holy shit. There's no way. Wait, is this the girl? Wait, is this the husband? Hold on. Because there was something, I think it was a week or two ago, about a girl who posted on TikTok the documentary. We're praying for the documentary when they find out that my husband is a PDF file. And then we found out the husband. Is this the same one? Oh, shit. This right here. Wow. I think that's the video. Oh my God, it is. Holy shit. That's. Wow. This just got crazy.
influencer with 300,000 followers. He killed his innocent wife a couple of days ago. And hindsight is 20. I would not have expected anyone to have put the pieces together before this tragic event happened. But there were signs. Shawn and his wife Sarah, by all outwards appearances, had a very wholesome, well-rounded American family. Both spouses were TikTok influencers creating a variety of lifestyle and family content. Sarah worked as a hairstylist, and Shawn taught basketball to a league of high school girls.
Well, I don't think I need any more foreshadowing how this shit's about to go. Of high school, the basketball coach to high school girls. Fuck. All right, let's buckle in, people. This is gonna be a motherfucker. I can already tell.
Shawn took on the lovable goofball persona quite wholeheartedly.
Hey, don't ever in your life do that again. I don't need to see that.
And anytime he was featured in one of Sarah's TikToks, she would often be highlighting this side of him. Between both of their accounts, their public persona highlighted a very loving couple in a healthy romantic relationship.
Well, as we know, social media tells one thing, but as probably Sly Boy's gonna tell us in the next 15 minutes, everything but nice and peachy over there with Duff Daddy and Sarah.
He's a good dancer. I agree, Sarah says. He can dance, cook, act silly, and be romantic. He's amazing. You make a beautiful couple. Thank you so much. I can't play the audio, but this is a montage she has posted with The Good Ones by Gabby Barrett, talking about her husband being one of the good ones. She says, he always makes me feel so special, my best friend, my husband, and the love of my life. Thank you for celebrating me and always making me feel like the luckiest girl alive.
This thing is amazing.
You love it?
Yeah, it's got so many compartments in it.
It does?
All
Pockets?
this stuff in here. There's a zipper out here for stuff, a zipper on the inside for stuff.
It's honestly really attractive looking too.
It is. It's very fancy.
Very attractive. Hey, shout out to her, yo. Was she one of them wives be like, looks attractive? Stop it. You think so? She knows she doing. She a good wife. She knows. She know how to make her man make him feel good about himself. Now, finding out this man is a disgusting, deplorable piece of shit. This is sad. This is really sad.
You had a basketball tournament this weekend and you got to take your new bag.
And I love it.
Shawn, for his own part, would often make videos teaching young people how to be a good man, good father, good gentleman to women.
Oh, really? That was his content? To be a good man to women and be a gentleman. Dude, projection. It's like, you can't write this shit of just, hey, I want you to be like this. And then you just know he is nothing at all like that. What the fuck?
Women, protector of women. His online name was Duff Daddy, by the way, so that might have been sign number one. Not that that's exactly concrete evidence that there's something wrong with this person, but I still don't like it.
True, but it makes you do a double, triple take.
It makes me feel icky. I don't want to say the word Duff Daddy again. That's uncomfortable on the palate. The man that calls you back after an argument, just to remind you he's not going anywhere. No matter how difficult things get, that is a man. And he's inching his way closer, which also makes me uncomfortable. We're treated to a real treasure trove of dating advice that aged like milk. Social media doesn't ruin relationships at all. Dishonesty and sneakiness does.
I couldn't agree more. And some tells me you really didn't practice that what you just preached right there. That's just what that told me right there, Tough Daddy. I see what he means. It's really uncomfortable saying that. I can't.
What's worse than all of that for relationships, Shawn? Murder tends to be a deal breaker. Overall, his content is a little confusing to me, and I will admit I do have a little bit of a superiority complex here as a YouTuber. I'll be the first to say that. As a YouTuber, I'm a little bigoted towards TikTokers. It is what it is. It's my own bias. I'm working on myself. But overall,
I don't feel that type of way about TikTokers. I'm about to start reposting a lot of my clips on my YouTube content, like clip farm on TikTok. Start blowing that up. Get the TikTok blowing up. But this is a weird thing that YouTubers feel about TikTokers. They just downplay the fuck out of it. If anybody knows how book YouTubers like now book talkers, basically book people on TikTok, basically sort of thing.
his content just consisted of doing things and there being a camera there for it for some reason.
My dad just did it with 4.
He's goofy and shit. I can understand that, but what the fuck is the point of this? Is this content just doing just goofy ass shit? He said it, but like, he just did goofy ass shit all the fucking time. And it was also making very hypocritical posts about being sneaky and deceptive.
What even is TikTok, man? A lot of his content focused around classic American man ideals, being a protector, being a strong and confident man.
If you go out to eat with your man and he don't sit where he can see the front door, You probably had a wrong one.
Side note,
I get it. You want to be protective of her. I can understand that. But bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Because she doesn't do it because she doesn't look at a door a certain way? What the fuck? I guess.
he's definitely trying to talk like a stereotypical black man in this TikTok. I don't know why. This is a thing he does every once in a while, but that's not what his normal voice sounds like. I don't know if that's the thing he heard a black guy say and he's just stealing the quote and passing it off as his own content, or if he just thought this TikTok would benefit from having a little bit of the swagger of an old black unk. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, it's a little bit neither here.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. What the fuck? No, I don't think so. I think he might just be Southern or he's got a. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But I didn't get black unk from that. I don't know.
Nor there, because speaking in AAVE as a white man doesn't even scratch top 100 in the list of sins Duff Daddy is guilty of.
Be a protector, man. Protect your ladies. Y'all be safe.
And it wasn't just his own wife and daughter he wanted to protect. He was interested in protecting all of the other ladies of TikTok. We see him engaging in this thing that was a trend a while ago. So daughters/ladies, play this when you're feeling unsafe in a cab or Uber or on a crappy date.
Hey, babe, where you at? On your way here? Hey, do me a favor. Hey, send me a location so I know where you're at when you get here. All right, I'll meet you out front. Just be safe. Yeah, I'll see you when you get here. All right, love you. All right, bye.
What a wholesome guy. Really doing a public service, just keeping all the little girls safe out there. That's what we call ironic foreshadowing in the industry, folks. Another side of his content which would frequently crop up is just horny posting. Duff Daddy was
This is the second thing I don't ever want you to show me ever again in life. First, him twerking, don't ever show me that. I never want to see that ever again, please.
very horny daddy, and he wanted there to be no bones about that.
Bro,
I'm
pause, bro. Chill.
not going to show the first part of this TikTok he posted because it's someone touching, I think that's perhaps a grapefruit in a slightly suggestive manner. I'll show
Is this man playing piano on a grapefruit right now? Is he playing Come Hither on a grapefruit? Bro, what the fuck are we doing?
you at least the punchline to this TikTok.
Oh, my. Baby, I'm coming.
Very horny daddy. When you're the guy that makes sure she finishes first. Thank you, daddy. Very cool. I'm glad.
Bro, stop calling this grown man. Stop it, please. Don't stop. It's so stupid. Stop.
I know that about you. I'm glad you're out there taking care of everybody. I don't know why everybody on TikTok needed to know that, but the more you, I guess. I think his goal was to come across as a naturally suave, sexy womanizer type, but it's chill, it's safe because I'm married and you guys see my wife too. We both make content. We're all cool. Maybe I'm just a prude. I feel like this would be weird if my spouse were doing it, or my future spouse. I'm not married currently. Notably, he had nicknamed his female audience the Duff Dolls, which I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being a prude about this. I think that's weird. I don't know how many members strong the Duff Doll Army was in its heyday, but he certainly made content trying to cater to the female audience.
Well, here we are. It's Valentine's Day. And I just wanted to take a moment out of my day to say happy Valentine's Day to all the Duff Dolls, all the ladies who have been supporting me for over a year now, all the ladies who have came into my lives and shown me love and attention, have thrown roses, have thrown unis, have thrown lions, have tapped the screen, have shared the live, had modded for me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and my heart goes out to you, whether you're married, single, in a relationship.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to stop this right now. I'm gonna need to chill the fuck out with this shit. This video never need to be made. I'm not talking about Cyber. I'm talking about this shit that you sent to your Duff Dolls. What the fuck are Duff Dolls? You didn't need to send this to all of. No. You could have just said Happy Valentine's Day. You didn't need to go this far and fucking waterboard these people with these fucking. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what the is this?
You don't know what you're doing in life. I want you to know that you're loved and you're wanted, and you are part of the Duff Doll family, and I truly appreciate you for.
Is this like a darker? Oh God, what was his name? What was his name? Oh, Derek Jackson. This is like a darker version of Derek Jackson. Y'all remember Derek Jackson? The dude used to just be the biggest like male pick I've ever seen in my life. And it turns out he was a cheating ass, dirty dick dude. This feels like a darker version of Derek Jackson. I swear to God.
everything that you have done for me in the past year. I hope you have an amazing, amazing Valentine's Day. Love to you. I hope to see you soon.
There's, of course, some stuff that crops up here that is very eerie foreshadowing. I knew I was a little toxic when she started yelling and I got horny. We also have this little diddly here. Remember, you only regret the punches you didn't throw. He said,
What the fuck does that? What? Well, the first one's wild as shit. Second one's what? That's not toxic. Feels a little DV-ish right there. That's giving me some DV vibes. I don't like it.
as with his cross necklace dangling poetically on his neck, punch someone today. And that mantra is certainly one Shawn lived out in his own life, as Yahoo News is now reporting that in 2021, Sarah had filed protective orders against him. Now, I don't have a copy of those, so I don't know exactly what transpired at the time, but it's certainly fair to say that all the way back in 2021, Sarah was feeling unsafe around her husband. Here's another warning sign the world missed. Fellas, if she cheats on you, just add hair removal to her condition. If she wants to act like Jada Smith, then she can look like her too. So it's framed in the most socially acceptable way possible. Oh, you're gonna cheat on me? Haha, I'm gonna kill you. Which, yeah, that's a common, we all hate cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The red flags are popping up like a motherfucker right now.
Oh, my boyfriend cheats on me, I'm gonna cut his wee-wee off, all right? Those types happen a lot. But this one does feel a little specifically grotesque, and it is part of a larger pattern of him having ideations of violence. Now, insofar as we know, Sarah never cheated on him, so he really has nothing to worry about there. And as you're about to see, this is a classic case of projection because the situation goes the other way around. The whole Jada Smith thing may be a bit of self-fulfilling prophecy brought on by karmic projection, just given that I'm making an educated guess based off of his ubiquitous use of that baseball cap that his active hair follicle count might be a little closer to Jada's than his wife's. We also have this banger. Loyal men don't exist. Yes, we do. You just leave us for the guys you told us not to worry about. As
And it turns out he was the guy you should be worried about. And not for the reason you think, because he's a dangerous member who needs to be removed from polite, civilized society, basically.
you will see shortly, all this talk of loyalty is also a LARP. Also, I'm noticing just now that this video was put out 9/11/2023, which is very apropos because being on a tightrope strung between the Twin Towers on 9/11 would be a fate preferable to being in this man's orbit. It's sort of interesting to me how Shawn would volley between his goofy, lovable father figure character and LARPing as a player. As mentioned, a lot of his content is like sexual in a uncomfortable way, at least to me. Maybe there's some people that this really does for them. I'm not sure. My girl just messaged me and said it's not going to work out anymore.
I just say don't show me that shit again. Why would you do that shit again? Why would you do that to me, bro? Also, hold on. I'm gonna get this screenshot right here. Yeah, why would you do that to me? Like, seriously, Sly Boy, why would you do that to me again? You sick bastard.
I wondered why her best friend messaged me tonight. Shawn, you teach high school basketball. Here's another one of these god-awful TikTok skits. Did you take your Flintstone vitamin today? Why? Because I'm gonna make your bed rock.
What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh. Yeah, no, there's the flag, the biggest one right there. That's because the thing is like I may not be Fred Flintstone back in the you saying Flintstone vitamins is A, wildly specific, and B, way too on the nose for what you're being accused of. That's really gross. That's extremely like fucking gross. Like disgustingly gross. Like what the fuck?
Right, bitch. I'm gonna give you all that vitamin D you need. Oh.
Please stop, bro. That's wild shit to say when you're talking about fucking Flintstone vitamins, bro. Stop.
Now, as I said, hindsight is 2020, and after the events that transpired these last couple of weeks, a few people in the comments of this video pointed out that Flintstone vitamins are for kids. In June of
Yes.
2020,
So that's wild as fuck he said that, and it's wild as fuck he made a video about that.
26, about a month before being murdered, Sarah would file a new protective order against Shawn. But this one, we do know the context of. She alleges that he was caught kissing one of the children on the youth basketball team that he coaches. After being confronted, Shawn would threaten to self-delete and flee the scene of the argument. The mother of the 15-year-old player in question would also file a protective order against him. And although this mongoloid had allegedly even paid the girl to stay quiet about these interactions, he
paid, dude. As a coach, you're making out with the girl. You run away and threaten to self-delete yourself because your wife found out. You get 2 protective orders against you, and you were paying her off? Sick motherfucker.
He was never criminally charged with any of them. At this point, Shawn's TikTok account went private. With him out of the house, Sarah would go on living with her children and posting as usual on her TikTok account. The posts on Sarah's account leading up to the day of her tragic death paint some very harrowing foreshadowing of what was about to occur. Now, much of her content was just sponsored posts or posts in which she was advertising some products she would get commission on. Now, a lot of people think that in the following video, she was making the universal hand signal for help, which would be this. So sort of trapping your thumb underneath your pointer finger.
Okay, if you've been seeing a boy ring all over TikTok like I have, just buy it. Click the link below and buy it. I just think this is so cute.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or a coincidence. It does look a little awkward, so I don't know why if you were showing off a ring, you would make that sort of hand signal, so perhaps that is true. This video was posted on the 7th of June. Now, I don't know the exact date at which it was uncovered that Shawn was having inappropriate contact with the younger individual, but we do know that it was about a month prior to her death. So it's certainly plausible the timeline could line up here that this was around the time she would have found out. On the 20th of June, she would post another TikTok with the caption, "Thank you for the army. Your thoughts and prayers and gift cards have meant more than you know. While I'm grieving and trying the worst thing imaginable, I'm solely focused on my children and their well-being. Their safety and mental health is my only concern at this time. We are not okay, and I'm not sure I'll ever be the same, but God has been so faithful in his process, and I feel his presence in everything I do. Let's all remember to pray for the victim and respect her privacy." Also, I will just note that there is a vocal minority chiming in on this purely to taunt the deceased because both Sarah and her husband were Christians. And I might as well just
All right, that's disgusting. Nobody needs you to step in for that. That's unnecessary, you nasty fuck. I don't know why you
say real quick, if you're one of those people, you can suck my baptized dick and balls. There's a time and a place for snarky atheism, and this is not it. This is not one of those times. Then on July 11th, she would post the big one. "Preparing for when Netflix drops a documentary about my soon-to-be ex-husband, who I just found out is a PDF." That was one of her last posts ever. Her actual last post was, "May whatever the F that was never find me again. Please God." Thursday, July 23rd, Shawn would drive back to their house, violating her protective order against him, and kill her and himself with a gun. None of the children were hurt, but Sarah's son witnessed the crime. He had to run to the neighbor for help, who then brought the police. The nice thing about the predators that I've often covered on this channel, especially the ones that fall under the minor attracted persons banner, is that usually they're putting a big red
No, we're not doing that. I'm never going to co-sign that, accept that, or anyway recognize that as something that is an actual thing. No, you are a PDF. You are subhuman. Like, stop. You're not rebranding. No.
target on their often trying to legitimize it by trying to latch on to queer communities. They talk about map pride. They write think pieces. And so those types of people are perfect content fodder because I can hawk loogies at them from over here, and I kind of have a knack for bullying, believe it or not, so that usually ends up being pretty entertaining. In the best cases, you can get awareness spread about those people before they've had the opportunity to offend. But that's not the way it goes in other communities, specifically in evangelical communities. The vast majority of predators you would never know were a threat until something has happened. It's something they have to keep very secret. Not always the case, though. The more powerful a certain evangelical predator is, the more brazen they will become in their advances. I did a video about Mike Bickle, who is a very influential pastor, who left a long series of victims in his wake. But these everyday guys who are predators turn out to be pretty hard to spot. As I said, I think there were signs. But in the absence of a witness speaking up, who's going to look twice at it? In Sarah's case, may she rest in peace, I highly doubt that she was aware of the predatory nature of her husband's character. But it sounds very likely that she was intimately familiar with his violent nature. It's very heartbreaking that as public as that couple was, she more or less had to go through that alone. That's unfortunately where this story closes. Not really sunshine and rainbows here. Obviously, the basketball player who is a victim of Shawn is going to have very complicated feelings as well that they're now left to grapple with. One could not have manufactured a more selfish act on Shawn's part if they were trying to. Anyway, that's about it. Rest in peace, Sarah. Good riddance, Shawn.
That's it. That's fucking tragic. So many victims. That's about Sarah's son who had to witness it. Sarah herself. That's fucking tragic, dude. That's just fucking tragedy. That was a dark one. That was a dark one. Shout out Sly Boy the video. I'll see y'all next time.